I think I know what it feels like to hear the anthem and look at the flag and feel like my rights are protected, or the person I am isn't protected by the law or by the people who uphold these standards that which we were supposed to live by.
Tori, what are you doing?
I think that's what makes it so important for me, especially being a black woman. Being a black woman. So I feel like if I'm not going to sit for it, then who else will? Even before CAPSAT, we've seen multiple people with that same amount of platform or celebrity use that celebrity as a means for discussing these issues or bringing light to them. The NFL is a religion here, you know, in America. Religion Sunday, football, you know. So I think my first reaction was like, yeah, let's do it. And I knew people would pay attention, and I knew it would catch this whirlwind of attention that it has. I wouldn't change a thing about it. I think it's perfect. A pivotal person in this is Tristan Shaw. He is the organizer of this event. He was the one who came up with it. He is the heartbeat of this.
So my name is Tristan Shaw. I'm a co-creator of United Nevada, which is a multicultural organization. And we are here today to sit with CAP. We're doing it because we want to sit in solidarity with CAP as our alumni, as a member of our community, but as well as show solidarity to his message and really show that these conversations need to be heard, these need to happen. We can't get over things such as racial injustice or any type of injustice, any systematic oppression without talking about it. And people really starting to get on the same page and really start understanding each other.
When we started going to the meetings, Tristan came up with the idea, well, no one's done it yet. No one's started talking about Kaepernick on campus.
No matter who you are and how big of a celebrity you are and how much fame you've acquired, I think it's still nice to see that people on the ground are rooting for you, because that's who he's talking about. Kaepernick might not face the same inequalities and the same oppressions anymore now that he has acquired his fame that we do, but he's doing that for us, and so we should be standing in solidarity with him.
It never had crossed my mind that someone could do something so simple but draw so much attention. And I thought it was amazing. It's just so great because, as I said, his platform, it's so big, and to do something on that big of a stage, everyone, the world is watching, and the world is going to talk about it. And if you can get the world talking about not only just the event, but why the event is happening, which is the racial injustices, I think if you can take that conversation and turn it into the conversation about racial injustice and police brutality and whatever else that conversation encompasses, just things about race, I think if we can get people talking about those things, that's what it's for. And that's pretty much what he's trying to do. These are rights that people are fighting for, dying for, and that's what this conversation is all about.
The number one thing I want to see change is definitely people's perception about the Black Lives Matter movement, and as far as what Kaepernick is doing for the movement. I think that people a lot of times are shutting it down because they just want the athletes to just shut up and just do their job, which is to, play the game. But a lot of times we're forgetting that we give them so much power and everything. For him to take a knee and want to take a voice for something, that's affecting such a huge part of the community, and not just the Black community, a lot of minority communities are facing similar problems, and for him to want to take a stand, we should commend him, and we should definitely give props to him for trying to take a stand for something that he believes in. And I feel like people definitely need to change their attitudes about how we treat social injustices, and the people who want to encourage the conversation, we shouldn't shut them down, but if anything, entertain the conversation and definitely indulge in that type of discussion, I guess.
My name is Jesse Ochoa. I'm originally from East Las Vegas, and I'm a student organizer here at the University of Nevada, Reno. This is a country founded on revolution, This is a country founded on speaking up against authority when authority is demonstrating themselves to be unjust. So this is the most American thing that you can do. I've dealt with issues around drugs and all that, and so I remember the sort of step programs where they say the first problem is to address there's a problem. The fact that we can't even get to that point as a country, like, well, hold on, you know. If you're not even willing to go that far, of course we're going to be ahead. Of course we're going to sit, you know, and we're going to demand that you at least acknowledge there's a problem. Then we can start talking about, okay, well, let's fix it. That maybe aren't in your face, and now we're working behind the scenes. But until then, we need to catch your attention, because if we don't, you know, if us as organizers, for whatever issue it is, be it Black Lives Matter, be it what have you, if we're not grabbing attention, then what we see is commonly what we see in the media, and that's that these things kind of disappear and are no longer talked about, and nothing happens. The idea of sitting for the national anthem is, it's supposed to be in your face. It's supposed to be controversial. It's supposed to be something that grabs people's attention. And being that we're from the Kaepernick's, the college Kaepernick came from, like, being that we're from his home right here, we show this as a sign of solidarity. We're like, look, we support you. Here at UNR, there are students here who support what you're doing, who have your back. I want to see the university kind of answer to this. You know, I want to see the university actually take initiative and talk about this. I'm not saying that Mark Jones has to come out and say everything Kaepernick says is right and I bow to him. Like, no. But let us talk. Let's have actual dialogue. Let's have an actual, like, legitimate conversation on this. Like, it's a legitimate forum where we're having actual discussions on how do we deal with these issues? How do we deal with racism on campus? Because it happens.
Like, we want to do something big and then move that into a forum to where people can talk about these things. Because some people do want to talk about these things, they just don't have opportunities, especially in mixed spaces. If it's not class, there's a lot of just people that don't really intermingle.
You can have sit-down conversations with students who go to this school, primarily students of color, who will tell you, I've been called racial slurs here on campus. You know, I know students who have been called the N-word while they're walking through campus.
The first one, it was sporadic. We just wanted to hop on it because it was hot at the time, and it was a great idea, and we had people for it. So we just kind of showed up, rallied people together, and kind of made a set. And we knew it was on TV, and we wore black. We had to wear these shirts, actually, to sit in the student section, and a lot of us took them off and just wore our black shirts as we sat. We had a bunch of hecklers that first time. But what was really cool about that is someone actually tweeted at Kaepernick and he retweeted it. So it kind of blew up on social media in a mini way. A lot of Kaepernick supporters were giving us a lot of affirmation, just like keep going, just showing a lot of solidarity, standing with us, or sitting with us rather. But we did get a lot of criticism, way more criticism than positive feedback.
The Twitter feed of Tristan blew up with a bunch of racist comments. Yeah, maybe some of them weren't from UNR, but there were definitely students who also participated in calling him a bunch of racist names.
The only change I can see is in myself, but in terms of everyone else, I don't think that there's going to be much of a change. And if there is, it's very gradual, it's very slow, which is what to be expected. It's not like it's going to happen overnight. So
I think if a lot of people can start having these conversations, we can really start moving past this awkward middle ground where it's taboo to talk about, and so many people are uncomfortable, and there's a group that talks about it, there's a group that hates how people talk about it, and there's a group that just kind of want to get away from it. So I think when we start talking about it, we can start intermingling these people.